everybody. Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Beauty Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We'll say some good mornings here, y'all. SEC tournament went exactly as we thought yesterday. So they had many weather delays. Actually, a weather delay before the first game even got started. They ended up getting 3 games in yesterday in the tournament. So Alabama beat Georgia. So Bama advances to play Arkansas. That'll be today. Florida beat South Carolina in 10 innings because, of course, they had an extra inning game on a day with that many delays. So South Carolina's done. Florida advances to play Texas A&M. And then late last night, a game that started after 10 o'clock, Vanderbilt beat Ole Miss 3-1. So Vanderbilt advances to play number 1 Tennessee, and Ole Miss is done. So now Ole Miss sits and waits. 14-16 in the conference, 32-22 overall. Not a great RPI. They're going to be sweating it a little bit to see if they do in fact get into regionals. So 14 wins, you should be in with 14 wins in the SEC, but Ole Miss is going to sweat this one a little bit. Their RPI is 38. So they'll have to sit and sweat and wait on the committee's decision on them. So, but I tell you, I'm excited to see Vanderbilt, Tennessee. So then this morning, so the way they set it up, y'all, is that this morning they will play Game 4. The first game today will be Game 4, which is Auburn, Kentucky, and LSU will play the winner of Auburn, Kentucky Thursday morning. So they'll try to get 4 games in today and basically be 1 game behind. The tricky part is they're expecting more bad weather in Hoover today. So can they tap dance around these showers and get 4 games in today, and then LSU would play tomorrow morning. So, we'll see. If you're LSU, I think it's a good thing. With all the injuries that they've had, another day of rest isn't a bad thing. What I'm certainly hopeful for, though, is that Tigers nab another win. I think they can keep climbing and building their resume as a regional host. So, kind of very much interested in that. So, all right, let's say some good mornings here and see what y'all got. Fire away. Greg Phillips, Ryan Amanda Guidry, Truax, what's up? Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Jerry, hey, Dad, good morning. Kirk Taylor, Tyler Coleman, morning. How's Drew been feeling? Thanks, Tyler. He's feeling better. Yeah, so we had to take Drew to the doctor last week. Just cold, He had a sinus infection, actually, is what it was. So put him on an antibiotic, and he's getting through it. So he's on the upswing. Randy Dabdoo, Ricky Lambert, Brian Wynn, Jason Horn. What's up? Brian, let's see on the bright side, because of the rain, we got to watch Hold the Rope and the Walk-Off to fill time. So, Brian, if you love those 2 documentaries, you'll probably get to see them a dozen times this week, because the only 3 baseball, what do they call them? SEC storied. The only 3 on baseball are Hold the Rope, about Skip Bourbon, The Walk-Off, which is Warren Morris, and Thunder and Lightning, which is Will Clark and Rafael Palmeiro. So that aired as well. So basically, the SEC network just keeps airing these SEC storied, documentaries during these rain delays and between games and all. So, so we're going to see a lot of LSU baseball between the games. Avery Ardway, good morning. Jamie Leday, Stephen Fry, may have to pull out the boat to get to my office this morning. Hey, man, I know it stormed Sunday night. It stormed last night. It's supposed to rain again today. That's a good opportunity to remind you about Hudco Roofing. Of course, I'll pin the comments. And look, a lot of y'all have reached out. Look, we had one listener yesterday reach out and said, hey, look, man, I live in Reserve in an older house, and we had the roof done a couple of years ago, but every time it rains, we have water coming down the walls. I'm like, well, I tell you all the time, man, you know, there's only two ways to figure out if you got roof damage. You can call us and let us come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection, or you can wait till it rains and then get water in your house. So one of those options is better than the other, y'all. So give us a shout. All right, Tim Gotro, what's going on? Props to Mincy going after the Vandy Whistler. I don't know if y'all saw it, but Ben Mintz is at the SEC tournament. He went and found the Vandy Whistler and like chastised him. They videoed it like you should be ashamed of your behavior, sir. And the Vandy Whistler was cursing him out. But apparently there are actually two Whistlers. Somebody from the Tennessean in Nashville did a story on the Vandy Whistlers a couple of years. Adam Sparks, I think, who's a Vanderbilt beat writer, did a story on the Whistlers. There's actually two of them. One of them's like in his mid-70s. Trivia Carter, Joey Vincent, D. Good morning. Shane Danos. Good morning on this rain out work day. All right, man, a little day off. But man, day off though, you don't get paid, so God bless though. Y'all be safe out there. Randall Offrecht, Matt, do you have a sense if Jay values the SC tournament like Paul did, or could care less like Skip? So here's the thing I'll tell you, Randall. There's a big difference between those two approaches, and you got to remember, this isn't a knock on the way things were. It isn't insulting Skip Bourbon or anything. When Skip coached, you didn't have to earn a regional bid. Regionals were literally bid. So whether LSU was on the field worthy or not, which obviously most years they were anyway, regionals were bid on. Like you put together a bid, like how much money you thought you would raise, you would make in your regional host. So not that dissimilar from like cities bidding on host sites for the Super Bowl or the Final Four or anything like that. So it didn't matter. Like for Skip, it didn't matter. Like with respect to if they were going to be a host or not. For this era, it does. I mean, the committee looks at the tournament wins as SEC wins. So if you're 25-5 in the league, or if you're 22-8, and you're a national seed, it's a lock. And yeah, I mean, you don't need it, but everybody else is fighting for positioning. You're either fighting for a regional berth, a regional host site, a national seed, better seeding, whatever, right? So my guess is he's got to care about it, and especially right now, if you feel like you're a borderline regional host. You feel like you go win a couple in Hoover and you lock it up. Now I've told you I believe they are a host already. But yeah, I mean my guess is he's gonna go try to win this game when they play on Thursday. Jesse Brown, good morning from somewhere on the road in Tennessee. Larry Garner, Wendell Norman, good morning, Matt. Loved your take on Peter King's NFL rankings on AFR yesterday, especially around the questions other teams have that are ranked higher than our Saints. Yeah, man, so if you missed it, Football Morning in America, Peter King ranked power rankings 1 to 32, the NFL teams. Yeah, the Saints 11, which is higher than most do, but 6th in the NFC. And I was just a little surprised, man, by a couple of them, because I think all the teams above the Saints have their questions, but teams above the Saints do as well, namely the 49ers, who, do we really believe Trey Lance is going to be a stud? Do we know? Certainly don't know. And then the Eagles, the thing I'll tell you about the Eagles is schedule for the Eagles may work in their favor because they get to play, obviously, their division, which isn't very good, but same can be said for the Saints. And they are also paired this year, I believe, with the AFC South. So that's I'm doing this off the top. I'm pretty sure that's right. So they'd obviously get to play Jacksonville and Houston and Indy and Tennessee. So that could be a reason you see the Eagles maybe with a projected higher win total than most would think. Duval Production Group, why not single elimination to catch up? They may end up doing that. Single elimination, 7-inning games. I mean, they're going to do what they have to do, you know, eventually. But if they can keep playing it through and then get games in, play them. Low key 315 with the card signing Darrell Williams. What direction of the Saints go for free agent running back? Good question. Yeah, if y'all missed that, Darrell Williams signed with Arizona. I'm a little surprised. I mean, maybe that tells you that, like, I would say maybe it tells you the Saints are good with what they have, but, you know, the flip side of it's also true that they brought Sony Michel in here for a reason. I mean, they were working out a veteran free agent running back for a reason. So, and maybe it's just, well, they thought a guy like Sony Michel's available, so you go take a stab at it, but you don't reach for someone if you don't need them. Maybe that's where they are right now. But I do still think they will add another running back. You know, that's another option they have, true, is Kirk, I don't think they're going to play into Memorial Day. But you got to keep in mind, the committee on Sunday makes its determination of regional host sites, and then Monday announces the field. But we know the 16 host sites on Sunday. So they've got to be done by Sunday. But they could have multiple games on Sunday instead of just the championship. You could have theoretically the semifinal and then the final on Sunday. Dustin Balillo, why am I seeing a 3-1 final with Auburn beating Kentucky? You're seeing a 3-1 final with Vanderbilt beating Ole Miss. You're not seeing a 3-1 final with Auburn beating Kentucky. They did not play. They played this morning at 9:30 Central, so a little more than an hour from right now. Shout out to Brock. Y'all, as always, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are the best. 6 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area, including their primary location inside the Surgical Specialty Center. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. Everything from neck, shoulder, elbow, hand, hips, knees, feet, back. They do it all. And, of course, pediatric orthopedics as well. That's where Drew went when he broke his arm. They're just the best. It's where I went and had my knee surgery. Brock, they're just the best. brortho.com. Avery Ardoin, I bet with all the weather, we won't be able to play until tomorrow night or even Friday morning. You know, Avery, I'm curious to maybe. I don't know that it'll get pushed all the way to Friday. I think. Let me just check real quick. Y'all bear with me here. Let me just check the weather in Hoover today. To see what the most updated weather is. Hoover, Alabama. Let's see what today looks like. Doing this on the fly. My apologies. Y'all bear with me. Here we go. Oh, wow. They have more weather today. Like right now, I mean. So, oh, geez. I mean, all morning. So, they've got... Yeah, I mean, there's thunderstorms like there's literally thunderstorms in the forecast today, all day in Hoover. And all day Thursday. Oh my God. It doesn't clear till Friday. I mean, this whole thing may be a wash. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they've had to improvise before. If you remember the SC basketball tournament in 2008 when the tornado hit the Georgia Dome, they moved the tournament to Georgia Tech. I don't know what options they have here. I mean, it's much easier, obviously, to move from an indoor venue to another indoor venue in the same city. But you're playing baseball outdoors. They don't have an indoor baseball venue anywhere or option. So, don't know. Maybe this is the impetus to move this thing to to Houston or something with a dome. Kenneth McCown. Morning, Matt. What perfect your audience really thinks Musso is a pothead? What perfect your audience really thinks? Chance Babin. I forgot that UNO beat Mississippi State to go to the CWS in 1984. Beat Will Clark's Mississippi State team. Yeah, Ron Maestri. Was it 84 or was it 86? I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't remember offhand. Kirk Taylor, we officially made it public. Baby Taylor. All right. Coming November 30th. There you go, Kurt. All right. The Morning Scone family grows. Congrats. That's awesome news, man. Prayers for safe, healthy pregnancy and delivery for everybody, man. Cheers. Chuck Sanchez. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck. Buenos dias, señor Scone. There's no I in senor. Señor. Nothing but sunshine in Mexico. All right, Chuck. Y'all have a good time, man. It's the Enye, by the way. Señor. S-E-N-Y-O-R. That's what 3 years of high school Spanish will get you. Money well spent, Pops. Let's see. AJ Holland, got 'em all again. Been a minute. Kerry Hughes, who's worse, Bama football fans or Tennessee baseball fans? Probably Tennessee baseball fans because they're so new. Like, you don't get to just pop up and flex all of a sudden. Enjoy your ride, but you've never won anything. Like, literally ever. So stop it. Tyler Coleman, I see a new bottle of bourbon up there with an elk on top. What is that? A new bottle with an elk. Oh, that's Caribou Crossing. That's not new. That's been there. Caribou Crossing is it's a release from Buffalo Trace, which is owned by Sazerac Company, of course. It's Canadian whiskey. It's about 80 proof, so it's very mild. They're basically trying to recreate Blanton's and Rock Hill Farms. They're literally using the Blanton's toppers, just putting a caribou on top instead of a horse, and they're using the Rock Hill Farms bottle. So they're trying to create that sort of buzz around it. But it's good. It's just 80 proof. It's very mild. Quentin Breakbill, Brent Duga, Blake Middleton, Jason Horn. Time for the Matt Shuffle. Okay. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you.
When you need a roof, call someone you know. Scone, Ontario. All you need is Hudco. Call Hudco Roofing. 364-1007.
That's right, y'all. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Blake Middleton, big thunderstorms all night in Florida. Hasn't slowed down yet. Chuck, my Spanish is horrible. Let's see. Craig Duga, will the tournament switch to alumni softball rules? 2 balls equals a walk, 1 strike equals an out. So good. Where are we? Randall Offrecht. Matt, who would you take now, Winston or Lance for this season? Jameis Winston. Not a homer pick. Like, the thing that, please understand, you've got to remember this, okay? I was literally the first person 2+ years ago to say the Saints should sign Jameis Winston. When everybody else laughed at it. When Tampa was not going to renew his contract and he was going to become a free agent, I'm the one who said he should go do with Jameis like you did with Teddy Bridgewater. Bring him in to be Drew Brees' backup, let him sit and watch for a year, and maybe he's the heir apparent, and and then he could become Drew Brees 2.0, all that stuff. Like, so I have been on the Jameis bandwagon longer than anybody, okay? And the other thing that most people forget is despite all of the public criticism of Jameis, the man still has a 5,000-yard passing season. He has been a starting quarterback in this league for 70 games. Jameis Winston has started 77 career games. Like, Trey Lance has played in 6 games. He's 41 of 71 in his career for 603 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Like, who would you take? I'll take the guy that started 77 times, has a 5,000-yard season under his belt, that's thrown for 21,000 yards in his career and 135 touchdowns. Yeah, I'll take that guy. I'll take that guy for sure. Fasho. Thomas Lamott. Who does LSU throw in their first game? Good question, Thomas. Now that it's been delayed, I'm throwing Mikhail Hilliard. I mean, now Mikhail's on full rest Thursday to Thursday. Throw him, and then he'll get an extra day before regionals next Friday if you want to throw him Friday or save him for Saturday. So, yes, I'm throwing Mikhail Hilliard on Thursday, 100%. Wrapping batches. Let's see. John Melanson, good morning. Tim Gotro. Just saw an interview with Peter Burns. He didn't think they'd start at 9:30, and the weather forecast looks horrible, at least to lunch. Yes. Hang on 1 second. Drew's backpack speaking. 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's see. Thomas Lamott, leave the bracket alone. Do single elimination instead of double. Like that may be what they do, Thomas. They may go to single elimination. They go to 7-inning games. I mean, there's things that they could do to try to cram this thing in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they may just end up having to do that. Troy Abear, good morning. You were the only one who's saying LSU was a lot to host without Hoover. I believe you, but that is kind of odd. Troy, you got to understand. Where people get info. And I'm not going to say any more than that. What I'll say is, if on Sunday night, when the regional host sites are announced, and LSU's not one of them, you can all point and laugh at me, and I will have been wrong. Well, actually, a person who has never been wrong before will have been wrong. And I will at that point I will disclose to you what I was told up to the point. But I still believe LSU is a regional host already. Trivia, I think you meant to say you're the first public figure that was on the Jameis bandwagon. Okay, I mean, so his mom was on the Jameis bandwagon. Whatever. I mean, sure, yes, okay, fine. My point is that anyone that's stumping for Jameis today, like, I was doing it publicly 2.5 years ago. So, I mean, I go look up. March of 2020. March of 2020. Your boy first went public and said the Saints should sign Jameis Winston. March of 2020. I got receipts, bruh. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Kelly Gross. Jason Austin, is Oliver Twist a safe place I could bring my pregnant wife on Wednesday nights? Yes, Jason, it is. It is absolutely that. It's a restaurant as well. So there's like a sort of chest high brick wall that separates the bar side and the restaurant side. You could absolutely sit at a table in the restaurant side right near where we are, or at a tall top bar table next to where we are, comfortably. There's no smoke. It's a chill place. Yes, quite all right. Skip, what's good? Sure ain't looking good here. Skip's over in Hoover. Brian Wynn, thoughts on Eli Holstein from Zachary committing to Bama? Yeah, I'm not surprised, Brian. Sorry, I thought I heard it back. Beep it again. I think it's pretty much been understood that Eli was going to be leaving the state, which cool. It was weird. His dad punted at LSU in the early '90s for Curly. I'm friends with a guy that was a fraternity brother of Scott Holstein at Northwestern State, and he told the story that they were moving into the fraternity to start the fall semester, and Scott was leaving. And like, where are you going? He goes, well, I'm going to LSU. I'm going to be the punter. Like, Curly Hallman called him as the semester was started, asked him to be the punter. Like, if that's not the definition of the Hallman era of LSU. So Scott punted at LSU, and Eli was the quarterback, was backing up Walker Howard at St. Thomas More. And so his brother is at Tech, Caleb Holstein. So Caleb is up at Louisiana Tech. Eli was backing up Walker Howard, wanted to play, so they moved to Zachary. And he's been awesome. I mean, he's a great prospect. Big kid, 6'4", big 220, big arm. I mean, when your offers are A&M and Bama, you're a dude. So, I had Shay Dixon on the show yesterday, in case if you missed it. But if you look at the 247 player rankings, and if you go by position, so Arch Manning is number 1, Malachi Nelson 2, Dante Moore is 3, and LSU is in on Dante Moore. Nicholas Amalev, I can never pronounce his name right. He's going to Tennessee. Then Jaden Rashada is 5, and LSU is in on that as well. So the 3rd and 5th best quarterbacks in the country, LSU is in on. Jackson Arnold's committed to Oklahoma. Christopher Vizina committed to Clemson. And then there's Holstein, who's the 8th best quarterback in the country in the 247 composite, who's committed to Bama. But the other one to keep an eye on, obviously, is Ricky Collins, who is the 12th best quarterback in the country. He's from Woodlawn here in Baton Rouge. He's a 4-star, and Ricky Collins is a dude. He's committed to Purdue right now. I saw Ricky Collins last year against Catholic, the Catholic team that won the state championship, and they could not stop Ricky Collins. Like, he single-handedly. It's not often you see that, but Ricky Collins, like, single-handedly beat Catholic High at Memorial Stadium. It was impressive. So if they flip him from Purdue or they get one of the other top guys, cool. Of course, you hate to see guys from Louisiana go out of state, and of course, when they're staying in the SEC, it stings. But LSU should be fine. Should be able to get some money. Craig Duga, fun fact: my last high school alumni tournament, we went in with a fiery record of 0-21. All right. All right, Craig. 0-21, team we played give up 10 runs in the first. I turn around, proceed to walk in 13 runs in the same inning. Oh, alumni tournament. Daiquiris and Budweiser at 9 a.m. weren't a good idea. Okay. True. Chase Pellegrin, Chance Babin. When was the last time Louisiana 3 quarterbacks in the top 12 nationally? Times are changing. Yeah, good question. Boy, I'd have to think on that. I mean, in the top 12. I mean, I'm trying to think of a time where they had 3 quarterbacks signed with FBS programs or Power 5 programs. You know what I mean? So, Mickey Smith, Morning Scone, if they convert him for Purdue. If, yeah. And they could flip him. Or if not, you get one of the other 2 guys. I mean, the point is, you've got 3 options that are all really good options. All right. Cliff Nelson, I'll just say this. If you listen to Scone and what he says, how he says it, when he says it, you'll be right more often than not. It's true. I will never be breaking news guy. You'll never see a tweet from me that says all caps like breaking, blah. But if you're really listening, I'll tell you what I know. Ronnie Duga, good morning. Randall Alfreg, Matt, who do you think will be the other 3 teams in the Baton Rouge Regional? Don't know. Speaking about trivia, speaking about 5,000 passing, how Justin Herbert win the MVP for being the only quarterback to throw for the 2021 season, yet Breeze done multiple in a season alone and never got it. Well, Herbert didn't win the MVP. Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. And the thing about Breeze is it's never just a like. I mean, the season that I'll always look at is 2011. That's the one where I believe Breeze in 2011 was the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, but Rodgers won the MVP. In 2011, Breeze he threw for 5,476 yards, 46 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. He completed 71% of his passes. That was, and that team was awesome. That team went 13-3, won the South, and Breeze was spectacular. But Aaron Rodgers won the MVP that year because Aaron Rodgers and the Packers went 15-1. I mean, Rodgers threw for 4,600 yards, so about 800 yards less than Breeze. He had 45 touchdowns, 2 less than Breeze. He had 6 interceptions, 1 less than Breeze. He completed 68% of his passes, 3% less than Breeze. Breeze was better. Breeze had a better year. He was NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Rodgers won the MVP because his team was 15-1. So, I mean, yes, I do believe Drew Brees should have won the MVP that year. But if the roles were reversed and Rodgers had better stats and was 13-3, and Brees still had an awesome year and were 15-1, and he didn't win the MVP, we'd probably be sitting here going, what the hell? So, anyway. Cliff Nelson, Ricky Collins is a dude. Can confirm, he's a dude. Yeah, Boo Daddy, 1092, Mincy confronted the Vandy Whistler. Yeah, I talked about it earlier on the show. Good on Mincy. Maybe I'll give Mincy a call today. He's going to be sitting through rain delays. He's got nothing better to do. Adam Fontenot, Matt, your interview with Deli left me confused about scheduling. How is the pod system any different from having 3 permanent opponents? it's not any different than having the 3 permanents. It's different in who you would play on a rotating basis in the pods. Because you, in the pod system, for those who don't know what we're talking about, is Dellinger's got a piece up at SI. I recommend you go read it. Basically suggesting that the pod system is dead. They're going to drop divisions, and they'll either go to a 3-6 model, where you have 3 permanent, 6 rotating, or a 1-7 model, where you have 1 permanent and the other 7 you play in alternating years. 7 one year, 7 the next year, home and away. So over a 4-year span, you would play everybody in the league twice, and you would play at every venue in the league. But with the pods, you would play everybody in that pod as the pods rotated. So, but to your point, as far as the permanents, if you had 3 permanents or you run a 14 pod, it's essentially the same from that respect. And Delhi had LSU's permanents as Bama, A&M, I want to make sure I get it right. Here it is. Bama, A&M, and Ole Miss. I thought it was one of the Mississippi schools. So Bama, A&M, Ole Miss would be LSU's. Ole Miss would get LSU, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. Bama would have Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU. Georgia would have Auburn, Florida, Kentucky. A&M would get LSU, Texas, and Mississippi State. Texas would get Oklahoma, A&M, and Arkansas. So it's not bad the way that he laid it out. I mean, it would suck that LSU would get saddled with Bama. But, you know, what it is. All right, y'all, I think we're just about done. As always, appreciate y'all for watching. Have a splendid day. Do me a favor, if you're on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the, you know, by the way, the Matt Moscona YouTube channel, we are right under 10,000 subscribers. I think we're at 9,000. We're within 100. We're within 100 subscribers to get to 10,000. So would really, really appreciate. I'm sorry, we're not. We're at 8. Sorry, we're just under 9,000. We're at. I'm looking right here. It's 8.99. So 8,990 something. So we're within 10 subscribers of 9,000. So if you would please subscribe if you haven't done so yet, I'd appreciate that very, very much. Facebook, please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Any more? Kyle Taylor, good morning. Happy hump day from North Carolina. Grew up a Virginia Tech fan, went to Lane Stadium. Hoping for LSU baseball run at Hoover to move up the rankings. Have Baton Rouge pair up with Blacksburg. All right. Mickey Smith, do you have a take on how Napier at Florida will do this year versus how ULL will do under DeSormo? Just asking. So honestly, Mickey, I don't know or care what ULL has. Just being honest. I mean, I know Levi Lewis is gone. I think Billy Napier is a heck of a coach. I think for Florida, they got to figure out their quarterback situation. Emory Jones obviously left, and they've got Richardson and the transfer who came in as well, and the freshman. So who wins that quarterback battle at Florida is going to be a big deal. But I think in time, I mean, Florida has organized its collective and its NILs moving forward. So I think I've told y'all before, I think Napier at Florida is a problem. But again, with respect to ULL, I have no idea. And I really don't care. But I always look, here's my thing. Who was that? Mickey, I think? Mickey, I always say this, like I pull for Louisiana schools. I want everybody to do well. But, you know, my plate is very full with Saints, LSU, Pelicans, SEC. Like, I just don't have enough room on my plate for like to watch closely or to care. So if my audience cared, I would, but there's just not enough, about football in the in-state schools. So anyway, but I wish it well. Like seriously, I hope ULL wins. I hope Nichols wins. I hope Southern wins everything. I hope Tech and ULM. I hope they all win. I mean, I love to see Louisiana schools do well. Oh, Drew's awake. All right, good time for me to bounce. All right, y'all have an awesome day. Appreciate y'all so much. Facebook, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Need orthopedics, go to Brock. Need roof, give us a shout at Hudco. Your assignment for the day is to tell someone about Hudco. That's your assignment for the day. Y'all have a great day. See you. Peace.